It's 20 to 12, time for our Friday session. Keeping it live, keeping it local, bringing you local live music at least once a week here on the BBC Radio Cumbria Morning Show. Let me introduce you to today's guest, Elaine Davidson. You will enjoy this. Elaine is just superb.
Foxes of Cumberland are really quite smart, keeping a distance appears after dark. And there's no time for romance, it's the thrill of the chase. Care for position, pride or disgrace. And the red coat she's wearing is only the finest, blazing with colour, easy to see. Her ways are wily, cunning and smart. Wait just a minute, he'll be down on his ass. She goes where she goes and which way the wind blows. It's a marvellous life. One day he'll see and she'll have a liberty. She'll have a right to this life. Foxes of Cumberland, lover, risk taker, know what it feels like, take up with a risk. She won't give in, fall into bondage. Freedom is something you look for within. Down on the back roads they call her the fox, and her reputation has gone to the dogs. And she knows who she is, smarter than most. The red-headed beauty runs like a ghost. She goes where she goes and which way the wind blows. It's a marvellous life. One day he'll see and she'll have a liberty. She'll have a right to this life. The wind at her back and the run of the fells, crystal clear waters run through the wells, and the snow in the winter sparkles with light, and the stars in the heavens bid her good night. She goes where she goes and which way the wind blows. It's a marvellous life. One day he'll see and she'll have a liberty. She'll have a right to this life. She goes and which way the wind blows. And it's a marvellous life. One day he'll see and she'll have a liberty. She'll
Foxes of Cumberland then from Elaine Davidson, and just one of the tracks on her new CD called Moon and Tide. And Elaine is with me now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming in and playing for us today. I've tried to do my research on you before you arrived. Have you ever tried putting your name into Google?
Yes, I have.
You get
my
some
name in
very,
Google
very strange results
and the person
coming.
that you get isn't me.
You get some very strange results of a woman who's turned herself into a one-woman branch of B&Q.
Yeah.
But ElaineDavidson.net will get you to you and your music. And tell me where you started, because it's an interesting story, isn't it? Church choir in Wigton St Mary's Church.
Yeah, my music career's been long and varied, I think you could say, and it set off, as I say on my website, in St Mary's Church in Wigton, and I was the head choir girl there for quite a long time with the purple robe and all that kind of carry on, and then it changed. When I was 18, I went round Europe, complete contrast, and went busking round, you know, me and a friend travelled around Europe for 3 years.
So complete around
contrast.
Europe. Is there a living to be made, or is there still a living to be made from that? Because you hear these stories of people say, I'm just going to go and busk around Europe. Can you survive doing that and have a good time still?
I actually think, well, it's a long time ago that I did this, so I really can't say that I know what's going on now, but it is surprising how much money that you make, and sometimes, you know, people like look at you and think, oh, that poor person sitting on the side of the road, but you can actually, when people are throwing pound coins, you can make a lot of cash, and it managed to fund our travelling, and until we got a job. We did do jobs as well. I did a lot of fruit picking and working in hotels and stuff as well. So.
Then back home, and you're into a succession of bands playing a lot of different repertoire.
Yeah. My main love with music is writing songs. That's the real thing that I really have always wanted to do, but you can't always get venues where people want to hear people playing original material. It's quite a difficult thing. So I also played in bands that were covers bands and stuff that would basically pay, you know, bread and butter kind of thing.
Where does this get critical mass then? Where do you have enough of your own repertoire and enough confidence and enough sort of known following to take the decision that you're going to go it alone, and you're going to stand up in front of the audience and you're going to play them your songs?
Well, we did that alongside. We didn't both together, really. So I was, you know, playing in covers bands, but then also going up and down the country. It was a blues band called The Whole Hog that we played with, and we moved out and we played up at Edinburgh and Birmingham, and, you know, that went on for 2 or 3 years kind of thing. But it's quite a difficult road. There's a lot of people want to do this. Obviously, it's a very enjoyable thing to do. So it's always gone alongside other jobs to me. I've never done it, you know, totally full-time. I would love to do that.
They are beautiful songs. Is much of it sort of inspired in your mind by the place you live? Is much of it Cumbrian because this is where you come from and that's what you see out of the window?
Well, I suppose your inspiration is what comes from what's around you, and you know, Cumbria is beautiful, and a lot of these songs, you know, like the Foxes of Cumberland, I don't think I sit there and consciously think. I didn't ever sit there and say, we were talking about this before, that I didn't consciously think I'm going to write a song about foxes. It was almost, it just came to me, the whole thing. So you're not like analysing it with your conscious mind kind of thing. It's just kind of comes through you.
Is writing for you then a long process, or is it quite quick? If it's taking too long, you've not quite got the sentiment right. If you're agonising over it, then leave it and come back to it.
I don't think I've ever agonised over it. It's not something that, but I feel it's a bit kind of like a field that lays fallow for a while, and sometimes you get lots of songs come, and then all of a sudden there's none. I wouldn't call it a writer's block, because I think that's kind of a mistake to call it. It comes in a rest, so you get a rest period, and then you'll come and you'll get a lot of songs together. So no, the main problem I have with songwriting is following up and finishing off all the last little details, so they've all got, you know, of each song. And I've St Charles, I've got a bank of songs that I need to do that with, so it was never a problem. Inspiration, really, it's not.
Tell me about the new CD then, Moon and Tide. I see you're working on this with Danny Hart, who plays probably about 75 different instruments, an amazingly talented young man. We've had Danny in on the session a few months ago. How did you and he get together?
Me and Danny met at Susan Hopley's house in Iroby Festival in the kitchen, basically, and I just got chatting with him. We weren't even playing music. I didn't hear him playing music then. We just started talking about wild food, and he's a very interesting character, and he's a lovely lad, lively character. And I said, well, just come down and we'll play some tunes together and see what happens. And the first time he came, he's an incredible musician. He really is. I've never known anybody so talented in, so many different areas, kind of thing.
Some people really just can pick up a teapot and give you a tune on it, can't they?
Yeah, and just it's the way he plays as well. I mean, he just has a very good ear for things. He can just listen to something and play along. There was no kind of watched I play here or so. Yeah, it's great fun playing with Danny. It's really good.
Tell me about the second song we're going to hear this morning. This is a bit pacier. It's Hold Me in Your Arms.
This is just quite a nice song for people to sing along to, actually. It's the one that, if we're playing live and stuff, you get everybody singing it. And it's just a simple, straightforward, kind of nice country. I think it has kind of a little bit of a Cajun feel, country feel to it, really. And it's an uplifting song.
You'll pick up the words as we trip along. This is Elaine Davidson then, and Hold Me in Your Arms.
Oh.